What's up? You are listening to the prologue to season 2 of the Storytime podcast.
It's not a prologue. This is definitely episode 1. You don't really put a prologue in books anymore because nobody reads them. So nobody's going to pay attention to this episode unless we call it episode 1.
It's a prologue, and if they don't listen to it, fuck them. I don't care.
What are you going to do after that? Give them a preface or something? Oh, don't. No.
Now we are.
Oh, damn it.
I'm Tim, by the way.
I'm Adam.
And this is the prologue intro to season 2 prologue.
It's episode 1.
No, it's not.
It's episode 1.
Nope, this is prologue.
Episode 2 is where you get chapter 1, though.
Nope, it's not. I want to do something different this time along because we're going into my second book I ever wrote, which was part of an 8-book series, and there's a lot more stuff around this that I wanted to talk about, and I didn't want to have to make the episodes go longer when I bring it up.
Okay, good.
Some of it will probably slip in there, but it won't have to go the full stories or anything like that. People want to listen to it, they can listen to it. They don't want to listen to it, they can just go right to episode 1. Go at it.
No, stay.
But
Stay.
I prefer you to stay.
I want you to stay. That way you can also hear about me advertising my channel, ZOP Gaming. Get over there.
Terrible game player.
We are mediocre at being mediocre.
You're really bad at being mediocre.
We're the mid of mid.
You're the king of mid.
Oh, God, yeah.
All right. Well, now we got that plug out of the way. Let me throw one more plug in there. If you go on to enjoy the like button, and do it as a prayer to the holy algorithm.
The holy algorithm.
And subscribe because we've got content on this channel. And now, so we'll just go into what I wanted to talk about here. First off, we're going through the first book of my 8-book series called Marks of Eilira. Yes, I say the E in it because I had something stupid planned for comparison between Earth and Eilira. Even though we never say the E in Earth.
We should. It's spelled Earth.
Earth. Yes, but we don't. But I decided you have to say the E when you pronounce Eilira.
It still comes across as Eilira. Eilira.
Eilira. Yeah.
Eilira.
If you pronounce it without the E, Eilira.
Eilira.
Yeah, but with the E,
I thought it was an A for a very long time.
But with the E, I was always pronouncing Eilira.
Oh, for crying out loud, dude.
Yes. This was 2007, 2006 when I started this book series. It was Eilira originally, but when I came up with something for a reason to do a comparison I decided to take the L off.
I mean, you could have just put LIL apostrophe IRA. Lil Era. Just have it be,
No.
a millennial rapper.
No. But the full title of the series was going to be Marks of Eilira, Quest to Find One's Destiny. And that was going to be a subtitle of this. Quest to Find One's Destiny was like a subtitle to it. And here's the reason why. Because I told you that there was a reason behind this, Adam.
You have another.
That's the first book's title. This was part of the full thing. So,
oh dear.
when I came up with this, I was going through a book series called Pendragon. This was written by DJ McHale. He's the creator of Are You Afraid of the Dark, Nickelodeon's 90s series.
I'm not afraid of the dark.
Yes, you are.
So afraid of the dark, man.
But he created that Nickelodeon series. And for Pendragon, I can't remember the full title. Like it was Pendragon, a journey between space and time or something like that. And he had a reason for this explains what's going to be happening for the main character. You're literally traveling through time and space.
Okay.
He wanted that there. So because I was so into that series, I felt Marks of Eilira needed one like that. And I struggled with it until I finally came up with that works. And on the original, you're not going to be reading that full title. It's going to be what's on the cover. No.
Come on.
No.
Give me the real one.
No. What's on the cover page is what you read in episode 1.
So I have to read what's on the cover page.
Not everything.
In episode 1.
No, not everything.
I will be there to read every word.
The title and who it's written by, and then yourself as a narrator, not the publishing information on top.
Oh, I can't wait.
No, you're not gonna read that. I will cut that out.
I will have my revenge upon you.
I will cut that out.
The words that you have made me say. The sentences that had no structure.
Oh, wait until you get into this book.
Oh, God.
Some of the made up words for the fantasy. You've seen some of them.
Yeah.
It just gets even worse.
Oh, no. Please don't do that to me.
But yeah, so I just put that on there. The first book is Marks of Eilira, Strangers from Another World. It's the first book.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that was I constantly mentioned in season 1 for Angelic Wars was I'm a pantser who had chapter summaries, but I'm a pantser.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
I'm a planner now.
You finally figured out how to plan things?
No, I figured out I was a planner. When I started to craft Marks of Eilira, I literally figured out. So here's how it came about. 2006, I was an intern for my church with the youth group for my internship for my Bible college and everything, and they had my church at the time. They still do. They had a house on the property that was missionaries, missionaries, but missionaries started spending more time with other churches who were putting them up because for years no one else could. So they just revamped it for the youth house, and so in the living area where we would meet for Sunday school and everything, a lot of time I had a key to it. So multiple times I'd stay after we were done for the day, or I'd come back later in, and I'd bring my gaming chair in, and I had my laptop, and I'd work on my writing to get out of my parents' house. And at the time, I was working on my longest project, which, yes, I had been planning this entire time, but I was still a pantser. And then I had this idea. I had a few series.
You were planning on pantsing.
I had a few ideas for a few different stories. I had the Rogues of, I don't know what it was called. It was the world's name.
Yeah.
The Rogues of this, and it was another Portal fantasy, very similar like this, but I didn't know the story. I tried to come up with things. Alkaline, who's one of the mentoree in the series, he came from that.
Oh, okay.
I came up with that name with that, and actually I took a lot more from some of the few ideas I had for this. But I had that story, but I just didn't know because it was really supposed to be, because again, Christian at the time, Jesus' story. Acklin was the Messiah. He was going to die at the end and then come back to stop whatever the main villains were doing.
Really?
That's what was the plan of that story. That was going to be the plan of that. Oh, it's going to get a little worse, Adam. For this one. But I couldn't really figure it out, and remember, writing is hard, and I hadn't really realized that. It hadn't synced in after writing one book.
No, of course not.
And not having and being a planner and not accepting that yet. But I also had a thing called Mythera. I hadn't written nothing. I only had a few lines of a scene written for this. In a visual for the magic. The scene was basically a woman gets chased. Some people invade town. Who are on this barrier of a mist that is so powerful that if you go into it, you'll die if you go too far in because it's very powerful.
Oh yeah.
Across the mountains, you go in, no one knows what's beyond it because no one can worry it. And some soldiers chase a woman there to not do nice things with her.
Okay.
And as they're about to, she fights, but then they can't. Someone comes out of the mist and says that he lives in there, like deep in there, and like no one can survive in there. And they fight, and the magic system happens. It was basically this idea of you had a symbol on your forehead, hands, and I think chest. And depending on where you could, you draw power, and it'd be like these rings would come in from, like, you'd see like a full one across the sky as it shrinks down into as they hit the.
Yeah, you really, using hand gestures on an audio show.
Yeah, it's more for you than anything else.
I don't need it.
I know, but like it comes into it hits there, and I think there's like a limit of you can only do 3 of these, and the soldiers could, and this guy's just like, no, I can do more than that, and he does. Basically kills the soldiers, and that was all I had. But I had liked this idea of a glowing mark and this visual, and then one day I was like, I can't do this one story. It's too much. I can't figure it out. I can't do this. I had a new idea of what became the basis for the first chapter of the Marks of Eilira, Strangers from Another World. And I had like, cool. Oh, what if I put this down in Endicott, because that's where it's right next to my Bible college, the town. I could do some stuff there before we go off to another world. I had these ideas, and in the living room of this big house, was what they called it. I wrote the first 5 chapters of Marks of Eilira, pantsing them.
Okay.
Got to chapter 5 after finish it. Okay, this is all I saw. What now? I don't know. So I went back to working on Forbidden Realm, and then I was working on it, and I'm just working on like some fleshing out parts of the world. I'm like, wait a minute, I should do this for Marks of Eilira, because I have a lot of ideas what I want to include in the story. I should just flesh it out while I'm thinking of the story. So I started doing that, and then I'm like, wait a minute, am I a planner, not a pantser? That's literally what it took. And then I'm like, I've been planning this entire time with this thing. Why haven't I? But I'm a pantser.
Yeah.
That was there. After I spent a year of working on fleshing out the world, here and there, I would actually write full synopses for each of the 8 books. There's a reason why it's 8 books and not 7, which I originally wanted was the original plan.
Oh.
You know why?
Why?
Prepare for a stupid reason.
What is it?
I didn't want readers to think I was copying Harry Potter.
Really?
Yep, that was the real reason. So I just tacked on an 8th book before I had anything planned out for 8 books. But I'm making it 8 books.
Okay.
But that was the reason why I didn't want people to think I was copying Harry Potter. Not because of the structure, the story demanded 8 books. Not because of anything, just didn't want to copy Harry Potter. I went on to write 7 synopses, detailed synopses for each of the books. Book 1 was the shortest one. Book 7 was the longest one. Only there was a problem. I came up with a solution where if these legendary marks that Zach as the chosen one, and by the way, yes, there's still a Christian allegory for this. It's not Jesus' life and death.
No.
It's the end times.
Oh, okay.
It's supposed to be end times, without any of the end times shit in there. Like the bowls, the turbations, and all that crap.
What? No 7th horn?
Nope.
Damn it.
So
I wanted the horns.
I bet you wanted the horns.
You got the horns, kid.
But in the 7th book, the thing was, when the coming king, the true king, got all 7 legendary marks, anyone who had a copy of the mark, a fake mark, would die, and all the villains, including the main villain, had a copy. So they apparently all had to die in book 7. But I had a plan for book 8, and we had to stop the main villain, but he had to, at least he had to survive. And what? I literally, in the summer of 2000.
There's a simple way to fix that.
What's that?
You make their marks not be copies.
Or, just not follow that rule.
Yeah, that too.
I got rid of the rule. But basically, in the spring of 2007, I just got back home a few weeks after the spring semester ended, trying to figure this out. And a friend from school was online. I IN'd him because that was a thing still.
Instant message.
AOL Instant Messenger.
Aimed.
Yep.
You aimed all over that person.
Yep. And I told him what I was working on, and I'm struggling on this, and he starts rattling off all these ideas I'm sure he thought was brilliant. And I'm like, no, they suck. Like he didn't listen to a word I said.
Ooh.
Type thing. It's like AI. It's like AI now.
Okay, I was gonna say, I'm like, at least I go, okay, this sounds really, really dumb, but
Yeah. Well,
and you're like, surprisingly, those are funny, but no, we're not going with that.
it's like when I brainstorm with AI, I tell it what I'm looking for. It gives me these ideas. They're terrible, but I eventually come to figure out what I want because I had to focus so much on trying to figure out how to tell the AI
that you figured.
I figured it out.
That's actually what AI should be for.
And that's what I use it for. I know. I go
like,
into
why
it.
are you not getting it? Oh, because I'm not asking the right question. Let me try it again.
It is helpful when you give it this scene and you know what you want already to help figure out flaws and everything. But if you're trying to just start from scratch brainstorming, ugh. Anyway, but I started thinking through the main villain's plan, and it's always been I always like this idea of the villain is right. This is how
absolutely.
This is how they go about it is wrong. That's why so many people loved Black Panther so much.
Yes.
The main villain, Killmonger, yeah, Killmonger was right.
He was right.
But how he was going about it was wrong.
Yes.
Very wrong.
Yes.
So I started thinking about it. I'm like, what if Hilion's plan is correct, but he's just going to go about it wrong? So I started thinking about
Thanos.
it. Yeah.
Resolving necessity issues.
Yep.
He went about it the wrong way. He could have just doubled all the food.
I know. But no.
No.
Let's kill people. So I started thinking about it, like, but how did I didn't understand the mechanics of what he needed to do. So I dove into the mechanics. Figured out some stuff. Figured it out. I'm like, okay, I got this out. I'm like, okay, this is gonna be it. We're gonna get rid of the rule about the clone marks, them dying and everything. I literally sat down and I wrote the synopsis I was gonna write the synopsis for book 8. It didn't turn out. It was not a synopsis.
No.
It was a chapter for chapter, bullet for bullet, 68-page outline. Like it was a super detailed outline.
Damn.
And then I had to go back through and I turn my synopsis into outlines like this.
Yeah.
And I already knew I was a plan with like this is how I became an outliner. Really, but going quick to the other things I wanted to mention in this one is when I finally sat down to write the first book in 2008.
Yeah.
I wrote it in 30 days.
Oh.
Over 6 months.
So it took you 6 months to write.
Yes, but because I kept track of all my time, and so what I was doing was I'd write 3,000-4,000 words at a time, over a period of time.
Yeah.
But I was burning myself out.
Just getting that done.
Getting a week of that going. And then I couldn't write for 2-3 a month or two because I just burnt myself out. I thought I had writer's block or I just didn't want to write. Hindsight, I like, oh no, after I did a bunch of things on like research on like just creative energy, all this stuff.
Oh, you were burning yourself out on trying to get yourself hyped up.
No, I burned myself out on the creative energy, the juices flowing. Like, I can't remember who it was who says, you want to avoid writer's block? Stop in the middle of he'd go to the point, in the middle of a sentence. I can't do that. But he says, stop in the middle of what you're doing and pick it up the next day. Because it solves the blank page problem. And B,
No, that is the scariest bit of advice I've ever heard.
He says, and then because you'll pick up, you know where you want to go and go from there.
No, not my brain.
I
My
know.
brain legit looks at it and goes, "What the f was I doing?"
Yeah, that was a big issue with me early on in writing too.
Because even going to bed and waking up, sometimes I'll still be like, "Oh, I know how to finish that sentence," but then it's like, well, yeah, but where was I going?
Well,
Like I see it, but
Well, the same thing is I had my outline, so I knew where I was going
Yeah.
and everything. So that kind of helped. But like, I was very much a completist too. Like I needed to complete the chapter, not the scene, the chapter. But I was being so creative, and like all my creativity, I needed time to replenish it.
yeah,
But I didn't realize that back then that's what I was doing. And what took me, if I was able to mitigate that to a point, I technically did write a novel in 30 days. Because I burnt myself out, it took me 6 months to write those 30 days.
damn.
And the only thing I want to mention in this here is, I mean, what was the thing I had problem with in Angelic Wars about foreshadowing?
That you would shine a bright light upon it and throw a brick through someone's front door just so that they recognize that you were totally foreshadowing here.
Or just a line, a throwaway line?
Or you did the opposite and you didn't even give enough information for people to understand what you were trying to say.
Because I wrote all the outlines, I knew the whole story for each book ahead of time.
Yeah.
I was in this book. I was actually put something in that comes in this book, the first book, that we won't figure out what it actually is for until I think book 6 or 7.
Really? We're going to actually foreshadow something that I don't need to, that I'll just go, oh, when I read that book later on, I'll be like, hey, I remember them talking about this.
Well, if
like,
that book was ever written, but yes.
Like with He Who Fights with Monsters, some of the things that happen in, like, I think book 7 are things that were foreshadowed upon in book 1.
Oh, cool.
But there was never a plan for it. It's just all right, that worked out.
It's probably more if Travis's brain connected it.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, oh, this work actually connects to this.
Yeah.
Cool. But yeah, so I mean, there's the item. I think you'll probably figure out what the item is when we get to it in the book. But there's importance around it, but we didn't. It's never told what it is for. You know, this is probably important for something because what it's.
Why are you
claimed
putting the Sword of Damocles in there, bro?
But we never. I don't actually say what it's for because I wanted it to be when I brought it back up.
Right.
Like, oh, that's what that was. Oh, he put that back in book 1.
Yes.
Type thing. And I will point it out when we get to that chapter and it's revealed. I'll explain what it is. I'm keeping like Killian's plan and everything kind of secret for now. I'll eventually tell you what the story was, the plan was, because I have no clue when I revamp this story for an adult novel instead of a YA novel, if that's gonna be the full plan.
Okay.
Because I have a lot of stuff I'm wanting to change for that. But yeah, but that's the kind of background on this. Like, I actually I wanted to write a series. I actually figured out all the books,
Nice.
the story, instead of trying to come up with these individual stories
And
here
then
and there,
building from there.
and then trying to figure out how to write a overall series arc, but individual stories. Because as a new author,
It's still possible.
but we'll be interested to see how if my writing improved. You're gonna have to listen to the
And if
season.
my narration has improved, you're going to have to tune in to episode 2, chapter 1.
Episode 1, the first episode, because no matter what Adam says, it's still episode 1.
This is episode 1.
This is the prologue.
This is episode 1.
No, it's not.
This is the first episode that what video is this? Is this the first video of the series?
No, because we don't have any reading in it. So, ha!
Shut up.
So it is a prologue. Episode 1 comes next. That's all we have here. We'll wrap it up here. If you enjoyed this one and you're looking forward to season 2 of the Storytime podcast, we'd love it if you go and hit that like button and do it. Do it as a prayer to the holy algorithm.
The holy algorithm.
and subscribe because I got running content on this channel. It'll be on screen now. If you are interested in some terrible gameplay, go check out Adam's ZOP Gaming.
We are really mid at being mid.
And I believe there's a link or something to your channel on
probably
on there as well. Go over there and check that out. Maybe not now, maybe later. Whatever. See what you want to watch next, and we'll see you there. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.